What's up, Broncos Country? It is just after week one. We're now into week two. The Denver Broncos walk out of Denver against the Tennessee Titans with a dub. And it has been an absolute awesome time to be a Broncos fan. Week one at the tailgate. Beforehand, the game day vibes were immaculate. Some struggles in the game, but we still got the dub. And that's what's important. That's what we're here to talk about. And we're going to talk a bit about week two. Let's get to it, Broncos Country. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. Let's go.
So smooth, the pins to chew. Breaking down plays about to debut. Denver pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go. What's up, Broncos Country, and how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome to the post-game one edition of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, and joining me, as always, my cousin, my childhood best friend, Jay, the Dream Weaver. What's up, cuz? How you doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. We were treated to a fantastic week one. Both the primetime games, the Sunday night game and the Monday night game last night. Chef's kiss. I'm so glad football's back, man. Great week one overall. Super excited.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was great, and we all had fun. Yeah! And I could not be happier, with the outcome of week one as a whole. As a whole. Now, granted, my fantasy football, our league fantasy football, I got my butt kicked. A lot of dudes really let me down this week. And
fantasy football was interesting, but dude, it's always week one that fantasy is rough. The averages, will relegate for, draft position and people's performance, but I'm right there with you. I did pretty spotty, if you will, in fantasy results this week.
Yeah,
I was on the couch at least watching football, monitoring my fantasy team. But man, you got to reap the rewards and the gems of in-person experience, man.
Yeah,
Super
so my got a surprise from my wife, some tickets to opening day. And, I make it to what, Jay? 2 games a year, maybe, if I'm lucky. Yeah. I'm doing 4 this year. And I just so happened to get to go to opening week for the first time in 20 years. It was unbelievable. The game day vibes, especially at the tailgate, dude, they were immaculate. It was unbelievable. It was absolutely incredible. And I had just honestly one of the best times of my entire life. So, sitting there partying with everybody, and I'll talk more about the tailgate in a little bit. But before we do that, guys, welcome to the Orange and Blue Network. This is the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. And I'm sorry, I'm usually a lot louder, a lot more hyped than this. But right now, because of the game on Sunday, my voice is still trying to recover. So I'm a little bit less this week. But, anyway, if this is your first time and you haven't before, please go on over and on YouTube, subscribe, share, comment. You want to subscribe. You want to, and you want to share it to your friends, because when we reach 539 subscribers, and we're at 430 right now, so we're marching, baby. When we reach 539, one subscriber is getting an orange Bo Nix jersey, authentic, just like this one. You don't want to miss out on that opportunity. Also, make sure you check us out on X, check us out on Facebook, and check out the audio version of our podcast on all your favorites. Don't forget to check out the other awesome content on this network. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. We got Orange and Blue Blitz with Isaiah. Broncos Bros go live on Monday night at 7 p.m. We're on Tuesdays. Doc and JT have Mile High Sports Symposium on Wednesdays at 2:30. Broncos Talk Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Viva los Broncos for our Spanish-speaking friends out there on Fridays at 6 p.m. Breaking News Podcast is the Fresh Squeeze, and we also have pre- and post-game shows. The Bucks Game Day Show and the Buck Your Feelings post-game show. You don't want to miss out on any of that awesome content. Last little bit we got to get out of the way. Got to show some love to the sponsor of our show here. That would be Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You can find my apologies. There we go. You can find the link in the bio below. Go on over to dubby.gg and check out Dubby. Dubby comes in a multitude of delicious flavors. There are so many amazing flavors. Jay and I both swear by it. And I'm telling you right now, this stuff's amazing. Best energy drink out there for you. There's even this new s'mores flavor that you mix with your milk. Holy cow, getting energy from your milk. Guys, this stuff's incredible. It has enough caffeine to give you the kick in the butt you need to get your day started and keep on rolling all day long without getting the jitters or the crash later, because Dubby has no sugar. It also has no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, and no artificial colors. It's nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, nootropics, including their patented neurofactor that keep you sharp throughout your day, and the caffeine comes directly from the coffee fruit. We're going to make that dub even sweeter, though, guys, because when you go to checkout, you're going to check out with code OBN10. OBN10 will get you 10% off your order at checkout. I'm telling you guys, the Broncos got the dub this last Sunday. Now it's your turn. Go get yourself a dub. And last but not least, Jay, if you wouldn't mind, would you just kind of tell the folks about these wonderful hoodies that we're selling in our merch store? Give me a second here. Hold on. There we go. Check this out. Things are getting cooler, right? So what about it, Jay?
Oh, see, it's on the docket. This is on the list, man. That looks comfy, cozy. And so let me tell you a big thing that separates quality of hoodies, in my opinion. It's all about that drawstring. You can kind of tell how nice a hoodie is by the quality of the strings that it's provided. Those look like thick, high quality ones. And from what it looks like, it's the high quality fabric as well, compared to just a, line level 100% cotton kind of hoodie that's going to, probably wear and shrink within one wash. So I'm excited to get my hands on one of those. And that design you got up right there, that might be the one for me. I don't know about white because I don't trust myself. There'll be stainage all over that real quick.
Well, I mean, how about we do it in black then? What about that?
I like that a lot right there.
I mean, you could do it in orange or reddish. Yes, red, a lighter red, but there's blue too.
Ooh, even that blue. Oh yeah, that blue.
I'm telling you, man, you can get every one of our designs for every single show on this network on hundreds of items. Everything from hoodies, hats, stickers, cups, bags, backpacks. I'm telling you right now, I'm buying the laptop backpack. I'm making that happen soon.
That's a head turner.
Yep. So guys, make sure you jump down into the link for the merch store below and get yourself some Orange and Blue Network swag. Show everybody that you are Orange and Blue crew. All right, guys, that does it for that. I promise. We're done with housekeeping. Let's talk Broncos. Let's talk game day. Jay, how was your game day?
Game day was well. I spent it with my father. Sat in the basement and watched a good old Bronco game together. I will say, unfortunately, it was not on for me, so I had to do the, streaming games a couple times. But other than that, fantastic experience. It was a good game, man. I mean, obviously, you'll have a whole different perspective of seeing it in person, but man, our defense could be historic. Historic.
Our defense, Jay, held them to -2 net yards in the second half.
Yeah, man. And that's without our starting linebacker. That's without continuity of like, a Jade Barron getting, fully immersed in game plan and like knowing exactly what he's doing. And it's just very weird and eerie to see what this defense could be as compared to the no-fly zone 2015 defense. It's just weird. It's eerie because we got all those same pieces in different forms on this defense. And
Absolutely.
it's going to be entertainment to watch. Super excited to see our defense. That was the biggest takeaway for me week one was that our defense, we're good to go.
I'm gonna revamp this graphic, but we cannot forget this is cell block D.
It is cell block D.
Cell block D. Prepare to get locked down. I am not gonna rest until Jade Barron and Pat Surtain and Talanoa Hufanga are retweeting the graphic of cell block D out to the world. We're gonna make it happen. Cell block D. They're locking them all down. -2 net yards in the second half. Holy crap! I'm gonna get into my game day experience here in just a sec, but I gotta show some love to our peeps in the chat. Fanatic Dak in the house had a great freaking show last night on Broncos Bro says, "What's good, fellas? What's up, Dak? It's good to see you,
Dak."
Dave Glassman, OG Orange and Blue crew says, "Evening, fellas. What's up, Dave? Bronco Rob, let's go, Broncos. What's up, boys?" As I said, I'm losing my voice. I screamed way too much on Sunday, but that's
and
you're in the South Stands.
This is true. Just a quick shout out to Bronco Rob and Isaiah for holding the fort down for pregame, postgame. They did a phenomenal job. I watched both of those shows.
Dak as well, and
I was gonna say, yeah, they dropped in as well. Fantastic crew, obviously we got here, Johnny, and they did not disappoint on game week.
Not at all.
Liked it a lot.
They did a great job, and I'm so thankful for them. When there's days where you, me, or Isaiah or anybody can't do it, we always know somebody can step up from our network.
Hey, we hold each other up, man. That's the brotherhood of this network, man. When life circumstances happen, you prop each other up, man.
Orange and Blue Network represent.
Oh my
For
God.
sure, dude.
All right, so let's continue in the comments here for just a second. Okay, here we go. Shy Vargas saying Bo Nix didn't play good. The offensive line is garbage. We'll talk more about it. I promise you, Shy. We'll talk more about it. We got Bronco Rob telling me he's a little jelly. And then we got Dave Glassman. Bro, we never got a mile high five. Oh my gosh, they didn't do it. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn him something real. I'm gonna have to learn him real quick.
Can't have that.
Jack wants to know what jersey you're rocking.
So this is an old school, back in the day, customized. We got the Weaver going on here. I
always thought it was funny that
back of the closet.
Yeah, I always find it funny that you and I were numbers 13 and 14 in sports.
Yep. I was 14 in hockey. I was 14 in basketball. Like pretty much every single thing I played, I was 14.
I was 13 in baseball, football, soccer. I mean,
Yep.
You and me, numbers 13 and 14. Rob also gives us some orange and blue hearts. Love it. Okay, so my game day experience, dude, unbelievable. First of all, got to spend the morning. Well, the day before, okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to start over. I had a whole thing Broncos life. I had a whole week living Bronco life. So weekend before, I went down, I hung out and met Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin, got their John Hancocks on this beautiful Denver Broncos Wilson football authenticated, and I can't wait to put this up in my collection over here. Well,
Johnny,
this room.
Johnny, you mean Herbie Hancock?
Yeah, it's Herbie Hancock, Richard. Idiot.
But go on.
But then at the tailgate, man, I went and hung out with our boy from here on the network, Bronco Libre. He made me he was so cool, man. He made me like a true focal point there with him. The two of us just getting to hang out with everybody, take a bunch of pictures. I'm going to show it. I'm just going to pull up real quick a slideshow of some of the photographs that I took with other super fans that day. There's me and George and his buddy Tim. A few more of those. Karen Vanderberg, Cassandra City, man, like all these people that I have known for a long time. Sue Beeman, Broncos Sue. There's Mary. There's Mile High Riley or Riley Mile High, Bronco Babe. I mean, the list just goes on and on of all the people that I got to, chill with, the cheerleaders. They all came to the tailgate. There's Notorious, a whole group up from Mexico for the tailgate. It was an absolute. That was the Mile High Food dude who came to critique the food at the tailgate. My sons with Libre, that's Sal. Just there's me and Bronco Reaper, and then of course me and Libre. Our grandmother Jay.
That's awesome.
She had to put on a jersey and take some pictures with me and the boys. It
was
90
years old, right?
She is 90. Our grandma is 90 years old, Jay.
Crazy,
just still, kicking though. But man, the tailgate was incredible. Huge turnout. I'm telling you guys, home games, lot C10, Bronco Libre. You want to be at that tailgate. The food was out of this world. I'm talking like a full Mexican, true Mexican taco bar. The best green chili I've ever eaten in my life.
Oh.
And I can say that because Mile High Food dude who was there, you saw a picture of him in the pink jersey there to critique the food. I walked up to him as he was getting ready to take a bite of that green chili, and I was like, yo, Nick, this is the best green chili I've ever eaten. And he goes, dude, I'm a Denver area food critic. That's a little bold. He took one bite and said, holy crap, this is the best green chili I've ever eaten. Unbelievable. We had beer sponsors, we had liquor sponsors, so we had kegs,
Wow.
we had liquor, we had the time of our lives. It was unbelievable. Cody Latimer came by,
I saw that,
hung out with us for a while. Very real time at the tailgate. The vibes were immaculate, and huge shout out to Bronco Libre for his awesome tailgate. And we will be there again. Myself, George, you, possibly Dak, possibly Isaiah, possibly Nick Manning. All of us, almost half the network will be there for the Giants game in Week 7. So
Super Bowl 50.
Yep. So make sure you stop by to the Bronco Libre tailgate, the Vamos Broncos tailgate, in lot C10. It was unbelievable. After that, man, I mean, come on, look at these things, man. Kickoff week. I mean, those were on every seat.
Pretty sick.
I got to be part of the orange wall in the South stands.
See, I got that for the Giants game. I'll be in the South stands. I can't wait. Did you know that Mile High Prophet, I guess, was the guy that came up with that?
I did not, but I did get to hang out with Prophet. Talk to him for a few minutes this week. It was a blast.
Prophet's a legend. He's a legend.
He is. Yep, he gave us the commandment of the day, which was thou shalt keep opening day holy. It was unbelievable. It was an unbelievable experience. Now to get into the game, obviously things did not shake out exactly as we thought they would, Jay.
Sure. Offensively, I'd say. Defensively, I think we got exactly what we expected. I was not disappointed in the least with our defense at all. I can't remember a time where I'm like, ooh, defense, you're coming in real short here. So like that side of the ball, great. But we saw is this too hyperbolic, Johnny? Did we see a regressed Bo Nix?
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people do, and that's
a hurried, happy feet Bo Nix. Like
hurried and happy feet, sure. I want to remind everybody, and I'm going to go back to this comment by Shy towards the very beginning of the show. He said, Bo Nix didn't play good. The offensive line is garbage. I want to remind everybody, they've been installing a brand new offensive scheme. Now, while what's the word I'm looking for? While familiarity with one another is important, and it's still there. I mean, hell, he hit Cortland Sutton for a beautiful touchdown. That's a Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton classic.
Sure.
So they still have the familiarity, they still have the camaraderie, all that, but they are installing this outside zone scheme, and that affects both the run game and it affects the pass game. Things are a little different. The blocking by the offensive line has to be done differently. So while they've been together and they've gelled for over a year now, they're still having to try to figure out their rhythm.
Yep.
And that's one thing that a lot of people, there were some people in the stands around me that just did not understand that. They're sitting there like, this looks all the way back to Russell, and like there's a Nathaniel Hackett thing. And I'm like, are you an idiot? Sean Payton has just installed an outside zone scheme, which he did not run at all last year. This is a new scheme. I'm not saying that it was pretty, because good God help me, it was not.
No! We suck again!
See, yeah, I mean, Ben Powers obviously struggled, and he has struggled. We saw that even in times last year. He is the weakest link. He will be gone at the end of this year. I think that's kind of a foregone conclusion. But at the end of the day, like, I didn't think our offensive line played that badly. I think Bo had some moderate pressure, but it wasn't insane. Like, it wasn't, I don't think, massively noticeable.
It was there, but it wasn't constant. It wasn't like the onslaught we were bringing on Cam Ward.
Obviously, yeah. And like, our running backs did okay. Like, you know, we had a big break off by Harvey. Dobbins played okay. Like, I really wasn't that upset with that facet of the game from an offensive standpoint. My critique of the offense, I think, solely rests on the shoulders of one shoulder to Bo Nix and one shoulder to Sean Payton. Both of them being arrogant at times, both of them being a little too aggressive for what would be a week one should be like, hey, we're still, like, to your point, installing a new scheme in a facet of this offense. So maybe let's not, you know, be ultra aggressive when we don't need to be. And I just kind of feel like, you know, there's a couple plays that stick out to me, obviously, from a Sean Payton perspective. The fourth down where we went to a Bo Nix quarterback sneak, and instead of going middle, he went to the side. Yep.
Yeah, it did not work out. He bounced down onto his butt and actually lost a couple of inches.
Terrible.
And any man will tell you to lose a couple inches is not something you want.
No.
But Clayton Herron coming in saying, smash that like button and share, guys. Thanks, Clayton. We appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, Clayton.
Listen to Clayton, everybody. Clayton has, knows what's up. All right. Yeah.
What was your impression of Bo Nix?
Okay. Bo looked a little uncomfortable, which, you know, and the thing is, I'm not saying it's a regression. I'm not. I won't. I will not say it's a regression. What I will say is that, you know, trying to figure out, you know, his compatibility with some of these new guys, this new scheme. It's not, and you know, Rob did ask, isn't it the same scheme from last year? No, it isn't.
Not offensive line wise. No,
not offensive line wise. It's different, and even, you know, and that changes the way you play the game in all facets, pass game, run game, all of it, because the blocking is different up front. They're still figuring it out. Bo is still figuring out how they're doing it. He's still figuring out, you know, how guys are going to be able to move with that blocking scheme. It's going to come together, just like last year. See, that's the thing. You got to think about that. Last year, it was a brand new scheme for Bo Nix. Took 4 weeks. I don't think it'll take 4 weeks this time, but it did take 4 weeks before we saw the surgence of Bo Nix once he had the understanding. And that's why and so again, here we are now. New scheme. I think it'll take 1 to 2 weeks to really gel. It will gel. I believe that. And that's why I'm rocking my Bo Nix jersey tonight, because I still absolutely believe. And
I thought you said go, Bo, go.
I think he's going to fix it, get it figured out.
I think you're totally right. And, you know, we're in the overreaction week one stage where, like, we are taking a team's performance in 1 week, which is basically a pseudo preseason game, and taking it as gospel to what they'll be, you know, 10 weeks from now.
10 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be
fool's gold. Yeah, it's not going to happen in the positive and the negative. You know, again, just like I said in fantasy football, the law of averages will set in. We just talked about a really small sample size of week one. But, you know, there were some concerning things. Johnny, I am excited to get your opinion on the fourth down call at the end of the game by Sean Payton. Instead of punting or instead of taking the field goal, we chose to do pad the stats Colorado Buffaloes of last year.
Go for
Toss
it.
it up.
6.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. Okay. I liked it. Actually, I
Oh.
did. Now here's why. All right.
Oof.
Our there and everybody around me disagreed, but there was myself and this dude, another former Army vet who was sitting right in front of me in the row right in front of me. He had his daughters with him. It was their very first game, and they were awesome little cheerleaders. They were awesome people. But he was sitting right in front of me, and both of us loved the move. And here's why. Sean Payton knew what his defense was doing. He's looking at the scorecard. He's looking at the stat lines, and like at that point, obviously they weren't at the -2 net yards yet because the game wasn't over.
Sure.
You look at the stats up to that point. There's a few minutes left, and he's looking at it going, our defense is literally a brick wall against them right now. I am willing to take this risk because if we turn the ball over, they still start with terrible field position. We may not get the points on the board, but if we do, hey, it looks really good, and it will give our guys another feather in their cap. I like the move. If it had been a close game, if like we were 9 points up, so if the Titans needed only a field goal tie, or was it 8?
It was 8. It was one possession, technically.
Yeah,
technically one possession.
We're 8 points up, but I mean, if they had been closer and all they needed was like a field goal to tie or win, I would have been like, absolutely not. But with how our defense was performing at that point, once they had really found their rhythm, his confidence in them, if we didn't get it, to hold it down to finish the game, that was him telling his defense how much faith he has in them.
I get that. I think, Dole, if you think the same thing, then why wouldn't you at least give the best field goal kicker arguably in the league a shot to solidify the game and end it? And if that doesn't happen, the only difference between that and what you just did is 10 yards maybe? The difference of the field goal missing, and they get the ball basically in the same field position, and then we rely on our defense the exact same way we just did. I like the call if it was used in week, 8 versus the Baltimore Ravens or the Buffalo Bills, and it had a massive implication on the season as a whole. But we're talking about week 1 against the Tennessee Titans, and we decided to put that out there as like, that's how big a riverboat gamblers we're going to be this year, because when it doesn't matter, this is what we're doing. So my God, what are we going to do when it does matter down the line? Maybe it's setting the tone in that regard, but I just thought it was careless for the situation.
Maybe somewhat. I think it works in several ways. One, it boosts the confidence of the defense.
Yeah,
because it shows the faith that he has in them. I
don't want him to gain.
I mean, just
another
to
yard.
Not to nitpick and X's and O's it out here, but like Cortland Sutton was wide open on the crosser on the opposite end of the field, whereas he decided to throw to Mims, who had like almost double coverage. It just made no sense, the whole thing all the way around. Like, it just.
And this is what Bo will do, because it's what he's done before. He's gonna. I mean, I guarantee the last 2 days now he has done nothing but watch film. Just sat and scrutinized and watched and been like, what the? I mean, he even said it in his post game. I'm not sure exactly what I was thinking. I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna figure it out. I nerves, man. It was nerves. Yeah. I don't think it's a regression. And Dave Glassman, he initially threw this comment in here, sophomore slump, but then he said, not concerned. Everything's gonna be all right. And I agree.
Yep.
Bo will get this figured out. Sean will get this figured out, because if Bo doesn't do it on his own, that Sean Payton, Joe Lombardi, and Davis Webb are going to be in his face, being like, "All right, we got to change something up," because they're not just going to let this continue. They're not. They'll bench him before they do that, and I don't want to see Bo get benched, and I don't think that and I know they don't want to.
Yep.
I just got my Bo Nix jersey. I'm ordering the new McFarlane toy line Bo Nix figure. Have you seen that thing?
I have seen that. That is pretty sick.
I'm getting my hands on one of those. for my collection here. And I believe in Bo. I do not want him to see him get benched for Jarrett Stidham.
No, that's not going to happen. That's definitely not. And I have.
What I'm saying is they would do that before they would allow this kind of play to continue.
Well, and let me put it this way. In the sides of probability here, my two issues with week 1 offense was Sean Payton at times and Bo Nix at times. And I'm actually more confident to say that Bo Nix will figure it out. And I'm more confident in Bo Nix being, the steady quarterback we know than I am Sean Payton doing the same thing he has done pretty much his whole career of making some questionable decisions at times and trying to outsmart himself. Like he's so smart that he tries to outdo himself and he overthinks and he overcomplicates.
I think that was something that happened this week as well with some of those play calls. Some of the screens at times, it was like this was not a good moment for that.
Dude, we started the game highlighting Lucas Kroll. For God's sakes, like what are we doing?
Have we heard anything on the Evan Ingram injury front?
No, nothing yet. Mum is the word, which I guess was framed on X. I don't remember by who, but it was framed as that's a good news kind of thing. Like that's a good thing. Yeah. Because if it was that severe, we would know about it so that they could make a personnel move and throw him to short-term IR or something like that.
I declare.
But, man, there's that. And then questionable the amount of targets and run that Tyler Bidet got above RJ Harvey.
Way too much.
That's crazy to me. That's him outsmarting himself.
I mentioned this in the comments of Broncos Bros last night. Mm-hmm. I think, well, first of all, here's Ty Walden popping in the house. Hello, gentlemen. What's up, Ty? How are you doing, my friend? Dave also coming in 23-0 until proven otherwise. Absolutely. He's hoping Bo can clean up his footwork and his accuracy will improve. Needs to happen soon. Titans D was a problem.
Johnny, I do have a small announcement to make.
Okay.
So I will be appearing as a guest on the Incomplete podcast. Coming on up. So look out. Look out for an announcement coming. Because we're gonna have a great time. I'm super excited to be on that podcast. So go check out Ty and the Incomplete podcast every Wednesday night. So go check that out.
Awesome. Anyway, back to it. I said this in the comments last night on Broncos Bros. In that, I think one thing Sean's doing is he's still trying to figure out who his number one, carrier is going to be.
Sure.
And so that's why you saw the gross amount of touches being given to J.K. Dobbins. I think in week 2 we're going to see him highlight R.J. Harvey, and then kind of figure out from there what he's going to do. Am I going to keep rolling it forward with the majority of touches? Because once we get to week 3, we're going up against the Chargers. Then
it's real.
And then we're going up against the Eagles. So I think he's using these first 2 weeks. That's why, because I looked at that split and I was like, wait a minute.
It did make sense.
And so then I was like, wait, well, maybe that's what he's doing. He gave JK the opportunity to show, to take the majority of carries this game. He's going to give against the Colts this next week. I think he's going to give the majority of carries to Harvey, and then he can be like, okay, so looking at both, who is going to be my guy? Who's my guy from this moment on? And then week 3, we'll start seeing that person start, really being that guy going forward. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, it's interesting I bring up the running back situation because you have a healthy scratch from Jaleel McLaughlin, which is super strange and odd. That Tyler Bidet dressed before him. And then you have the news that broke today that Deuce Vaughn is now on the practice squad.
He's on the practice squad. Yeah, which, they tried him out last week.
They did.
After he got cut from the Cowboys. And
I love him.
Had a contract. He's a good dude. We'll see what he does.
He's a stout little speedster, man. He's cut from the same cloth as Harvey, really.
Ty says, surprise! Official announcement tomorrow.
Air horns.
I can do it, Jay. I got you.
No, I was going to say.
You don't have the access right now.
No, my hands are tied. I feel I feel crippled without a soundboard.
But anyway, I think, like I said, I think they're doing different little things here and there, figuring it out. It's early in the season. This is, I know we say it. You want to figure all this out in the preseason, but there is so much to figure out, especially when you're installing a new scheme. You can't always get it all done in the preseason. So the first few games also become part of that. And that's where we're at right now. We were in week 1. We're going into week 2. And I don't expect it to be perfect. You know, you and I are going to be at this game in Indy on this.
So excited, man.
I don't expect it to be perfect. And anybody who does is delusional. However, I do believe that, you know, pretty quickly we're going to start seeing what we expect after last season from these Broncos. I honestly predict by week 3. I really do.
I would agree. I mean, we're lucky that we've got some cake teams at the very beginning here, first couple weeks. And I say cake because the Titans were supposed to be a slam dunk. And the Colts were supposed to be a slam dunk as well, although they just rattled off 7 straight scoring drives. Who the hell is Daniel
Against
Jones?
the Miami Dolphins defense, dude. Come on.
That's Bradley Chubb, man. Bradley Chubb.
Ooh. I did a little fire dance around Bradley Chubb's jersey when when he left. No, look,
not impressed.
I'm not impressed with the Miami Dolphins defense. Yeah. It's not a good defense. The Miami Dolphins as a whole have literally gone from possibly elite 3 years ago to a dumpster fire. And that's where they are. I actually took the Dolphins to win in the pick'em, and I'm regretting that decision. I regretted that decision wholly. I
just thought Daniel Jones, even on a playing a crappy defense, would still crap it up because that's what Daniel Jones has done his entire career. But I mean, do you want to talk about, again, relating it back to the same adage that I'm going here? The averages will prevail. Daniel Jones is about to have a steady dose of average. Because there ain't no way he's going 7 drives this year or this next game against us.
No
way.
No way in hell. I mean,
I'm excited.
I am too.
It'll be a good matchup.
He's going to be riding high, and he's about to get smacked on his bottom and be like, "Don't forget who you are, Danny Dimes."
Well, and I think that Indianapolis is going to be motivated against us because of how last year's game in Denver went. It was pretty embarrassing if I was a Colts fan. Taylor dropping the football at the goal line. Then you had Benito, grabbing his crotch. That was a disrespectful game for us against them. So I'd be pissed if I was a Colts fan.
In fact, I used that image of Nick Benito grabbing his crotch when I did the fresh squeeze for him getting paid.
Yep.
I thought that was
classic
for it. Look, the Colts, we will get more into the Colts here in a few minutes. I want to hit defense a little bit from this game. But, I really believe that what we saw is not indicative of the season as a whole against the Titans. They defensively, maybe all they can do is continue to be better and better and better, and they're already elite. You get Dre Greenlaw back in there. Props to Justin Sternad, man, for what, doing what he was doing on that field. Good for him. Good for him.
He deserves a fan club, man, because he's hung around and he has just played extremely well when given opportunity. For a guy that doesn't have high expectation.
Now that Damari is gone, is that your new boyfriend?
It might be, although I have said such ill words against Justin Sternad throughout the years that, I don't know if he would be accepting of my fandom. He's gonna hate. But we'll see. I'm still in rough draft form of who I'm attaching my name to for the future here. So I'm a free agent.
I mean, hey, you had ugly words for him in the past, but don't forget my wife and I hated each other when we met. So
there's that. And dude, you brought the name up, and I just want to say prayers out to Damari Mathis. Blown his knee out, man, when he was apparently going to be a starter for Carolina. That's such rough stuff for him.
That's rough stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We talk about Sternad, but man, Hufanga is the real deal.
I got it. That's why I wanted to go. Hey, I'm taking my flowers now. You can send them my way. Because Hufanga was my guy long before the Broncos announced they were signing him. I was sitting here going, Broncos, go get this guy. and they did it. And I mean, 9 tackles solo, a forced fumble. The dude was everywhere on that field. He is a menace.
Dude, I told you when you started saying that there's no way San Francisco allows that to happen. That's the reason like he wasn't coming. But it is flooring to me that we just happened to grab him in a free agent sense, and he's going to be probably our most impactful defensive player on that whole side of the ball because he plays pass so well and he plays the run so well. He's literally so diverse and multifaceted. He's everywhere.
He's a Army knife, bud.
Yep, he's a ball magnet, man. He's everywhere the ball is. I'm so excited to have him on this team.
Hufanga on this team. I mean, that's my next jersey. I'm gonna finally get my my blue Broncos jersey. I've decided it's got to be Hufanga. After that, it's Nick Bonito. But
yeah, I'm gonna get a Bonito. I got to get a Bonito. I've never had a 15 jersey. No Tebow, no Brandon Marshall.
Nope, I haven't had either one. But man, Hufanga killed it. Brandon Jones was all over the place too, man, doing his thing. He recovered that fumble forced by Hufanga. You know,
that he did.
He was right there to get it. Riley Moss, man. Moss. Now, he did, sitting where I was in section 133, row 15. So I was like just offset from the left field goal upright. Sitting from where I was, I did notice a few blown coverages by Riley. There was a few moments where he was either out of position or he got beat, and he was off, a little bit off. But for the most part, he was right where he needed to be all the time. And I think as the season goes on, he's gonna come back to fully to true form, and he's gonna be a shutdown, dude.
Well, and it's unfortunate because it's going to be, again, we talk about averages, but his averages are going to be skewed because he's going to be targeted so often because he's opposite PS2, obviously. So the amount of passes defended that he's going to see, he's going to give up some plays. It's going to happen. I got to remind everybody, before his injury last season, he was the most targeted cornerback in the NFL, and he was number 3 overall in pass breakups. So, given that number before the injury, and now that he's coming back and he's strong, I have no doubt he'll be right back to that form right there.
I declare
he'll be good.
So I loved seeing Jahdae Barron did a phenomenal job.
Sparing work. I saw him at safety for a couple plays, I believe, as well, which is kind of interesting that he's already moving around. As first game rookie. That's pretty encouraging, obviously. But yeah, man, dude, the defense is stellar, man. Every single level.
How about that front?
Yeah. Bonito's nuts, man. He is a reincarnation of Von Miller to a certain extent. He's got the bend, and he's got that like out of the gates, right out of the blocks. Like he's got such a great first step that he's coming, so quickly.
So
it's crazy.
And I gotta give a massive shout out to Zach Allen, dude. Like, I mean, he had a lot of pressure on them.
He did play well.
Cam Ward, he had that sack. That was a beautiful thing to witness in person because at that time I was, I had the Titans back to me, so I got to watch him break through and witness up close that just beautiful tackle on Cam Ward, that beautiful sack. And I was shouting to all the people around me. I'm sitting there, that's why we paid that man. That's why we paid him. He did a great job. JFM, not enough.
Well, dude, how motivated is he?
If he wants that contract, he needs to
Probably not. Yeah, but dude, he can't be happy right now. He was unhappy before all the other deals got done before him. So it's not like he's improved in his mood, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, dude, sometimes you got to let things like that roll off your shoulder and perform if you want to get what you want. You know what I mean? Like,
you
pass over for a promotion at work. Okay, work your butt off until you're the next man up.
Dude, writing's on the wall. As soon as we drafted Xavier Jones, like, it's over for him. We're going to squeeze him for all he's worth, and then Jones is up. It's, next man up.
Sure.
It is what it is, and that's all good.
I mean,
That's
that is the
okay.
nature of the game. You do have to let guys walk. And for the most part, the Broncos have done a phenomenal job keeping guys here, but they're not going. They can't keep, even no matter how hard you try. Even with Walmart money, you can't keep everyone.
But Sean Payton has a certain level of culture that he demands out of all players, and it's certainly not going to chirp on Twitter to the common fan. So again, the writing's on the wall. It is what it is. So
sure,
whatever we get out of him is gravy this year.
The defense, though, as a whole, absolutely just blew Tennessee out of the water.
Yep.
They let them kind of. You could tell they were still finding their footing at the beginning. Yeah. They let the Titans score 12 points, but ultimately, at the end of the day, they got done what they needed to get done, and the Broncos walked out with the dub. And
we were. Getting a dub when we're under construction still is a huge, success in my book. We're not supposed to be a polished, finished product. That's just not where we are as an offense.
And I'm going to remind everybody.
You win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. The dub's the dub. We're 1-0. The Chiefs are 0-1. The Cowboys are 0-1. What a wonderful way to start the season.
Yep.
So it was good. Now let's talk a bit before I know we got to get out of here right around the hour time frame. So let's talk a little bit about Indy. You and I are going to both be there. So if you guys are coming to the Indy game,
come find us. Hit us up on X.
Yeah, hit us up. Let us know where you're going to be. We're going to be hanging out at the tailgate beforehand, walking around, trying to figure out where we fit in. That's the beautiful thing. At least at tailgates, people are equal. We had Titans fans. We had last year's fan of the year from the Titans at our tailgate this last year. So we can still all hang out and have fun because we all love the game at the end of the day. We're not gonna say, so we'll be at the tailgate. Hit us up, on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter, on our personals. You can see our personal Twitters right below. So make sure you hit us up. Let us know if you're gonna be there, and we'll meet up with you. But we're going to be there. Like you alluded to earlier in the show, Jay, that the Colts had kind of a monumental game for them.
Crazy. NFL record setting.
Yeah. First time this century that a quarterback has scored on 7 drives in a row.
Yep. And that's not the caveat of it's the first game of a new franchise for him. It's his very first game with the Colts.
Yes.
So
I will again retort against the Dolphins defense.
This is true. But man, you have to take care of chump competition. We didn't necessarily do that against Tennessee.
So let me ask you, given what they did and the confidence they're probably coming to this game with, are you a little bit more worried than you were before about going up against the Colts in Indy?
Not whatsoever. Because their offense was phenomenal last week. Obviously, we talked about the 7 straight drives, but that falls right into our strength, which is going against our stout defense. So it'd be one thing if their defense came up massive in week 1 and had 3-4 turnovers, a couple pick sixes, did some crazy things. I would worry if that was the matchup going against what we just saw on offense for us. But because we're going pound for pound, strength for strength, taking our defense all day long, and it's not like the Colts defense is special. So I think we're going to see probably the floor of last week for our offense. Our offense is only going to get better and more comfortable.
It's only going to be better.
You have to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
And that's literally the way I'm looking at this. I mean, you're still going to have them, Jonathan Taylor trying to run it hard on us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But I mean, our defense is going to swallow him up. You're still going to have Daniel Jones trying to do Danny Dimes things, and he has played against Pat Surtain before.
He has,
and he knows. So
I would say I watched some of the Colts game, and one thing that does worry me a little bit, if there is anything about the offense versus defense that worries me, is that we're going to have our first test of can we cover a tight end, because Tyler Warren is
so
real.
good.
He is for real. They highlight him. They tried to get him the ball actively in week 1. And that opened up the middle of the field for them financially. So, I want to see Jahdae Barron, actually. That's the guy that I want to see on Tyler Warren in a matchup sense. Because that's why we drafted him.
You can't forget Talanoa Hufanga will be in there.
He will. He'll be involved.
And probably at least at some point Alex Singleton will be in there on him. Justin Strnad
probably Justin Strnad, actually.
I was going to say Justin Strnad actually did phenomenal in coverage.
Strnad is a more of a coverage linebacker in and itself. Singleton struggles mightily in coverage. And we have not ruled out Greenlaw. It could be Greenlaw coming in on a pitch count, and we see a little bit of Greenlaw, and he eases in. I wouldn't necessarily mind that with our upcoming schedule.
I will be honest. I'd rather not touch him until week 3. If he is healthy enough to come back on a snap count, hold out until week 3, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'd like to see him on a couple plays, get his feet wet before a game that matters. Just a little bit, but not play volume or anything.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see about that. Tyler Warren is the real deal.
He is.
And so now I'd like us to do a quick segment of the phrases incomplete, and then we're going to give our predictions and a hot take for the game. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to roll out of here. So, guys, this is the phrase is incomplete. And may I just say, Jay, after being in that crowd for this game, the amount of times that we heard, the pass from Cam Ward to Calvin Ridley is, and we all got incomplete. It was incredible. Like how many times we heard that? Both Calvin Ridley and what's his name, the other Tyler Lockett, both of them. We shut them down, and it was so much fun to hear those two names in incomplete so many times in that game. But let's go ahead and this is the phrase is incomplete. Very simple. We give a statement with a blank in it, and then we each take a turn filling in that blank. So, all right. I
can go first if you want.
Sure, go right ahead, Jay.
Okay. So I want to tie in a new topic we haven't talked about, but this is going to be a good platform for it. The new stadium construction plan will be a great blank.
Woo!
The new stadium construction plan that was announced today will be a great blank.
A great destination.
Why so?
Great destination. First of all, it's Walmart money. They're going to spare no expense in that stadium. Absolutely. It is going to be top notch, like as absolutely state of the art as it can be. A retractable roof for those that for all those fans that don't go to games because it's in the wintertime because it's so cold. There'll be that option to be able to go and not be freezing your butt off. I get that a lot of Broncos fans, myself included, are like, that's just part of the game, baby. But at the same time, it will open up possibilities. And I also believe that that neighborhood, it's a little run down. And I believe with the construction of a new stadium like that, new businesses will go up. Things will get better. It will clean up the neighborhood. It will clean up the area. It will be a place that it will be a better destination. So go ahead and fill in your own blank, Jay.
Okay. Well, I believe the stadium construction plan that was announced today will be a great change in direction for the city of Denver in an overall sense. We are talking about the creation of an entertainment district that will be conjoined in a way to what the Cronkies are doing for the Nuggets Avalanche Ball Arena section, with Elitch's and Six Flags going away and a whole entertainment district being developed right there in combination to the rail yard, adjacent to where the current stadium is now. Location-wise, we are going to see a complete resurgence of downtown Denver. Man, downtown Denver is not a nice place. It's disgusting. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be because
at least anything outside of 16th Street Mall.
Yeah. It's gross, man. It's disgusting. Nobody wants to go there. There's nothing really to go see other than, going to the stadium, obviously. But all of this being said, it's going to be a massive moneymaker from a tourism, from a future event standpoint of March Madness, of World Cup, of NFL Draft, of XXX into the future, that Denver now can bid as a city for major sporting events because of this. The retractable roof is a game changer. You have to have it if you want to compete for those type of events. And all of this being said, the massive economic impact it's going to have for Denver, that being said, it's all going to be on the backs of the richest owners in the NFL by a lot. No tax dollars attributed. It's going to be completely privately funded. It is as big of a win as there possibly could have been on paper for this development plan. Dude, Denver lucked out in having the Walton Penner family.
I was about to say, can we just give a shout out to the Walton Penner organization?
Wow.
I mean, who could have guessed? I mean, we all were excited about the money,
sure,
when they took over, but we didn't know what to expect from them, because a lot of people, when they have money, they hold on to it. It doesn't matter how much they got.
Yep.
They're like, I didn't get rich by spending all my money, But the Walton Penner organization has absolutely proven that they are willing to spend whatever they need to not only build a better team, but a better experience for their fans, a better environment, a better culture, better everything. And they have done a phenomenal job doing so.
Yeah, man. And it is a precedent that has been set that hopefully the Cronkies take a page out of when they have the official announcement of their exact plans that are coming through, because I might need to be fact checked on this, but the Cronkies are definitely a little more stingy with their money, if you will.
A little bit.
And so,
they did build SoFi.
But I believe what I was alluding to, and I need to be fact checked, is I believe SoFi is publicly funded. There is a subsidy that they requested for that. And so, dude, again, Walter Penner family making that nope, this is all on us. We're bringing this to Colorado.
I can say this. First of all, Burnham Yards is a historical area in Denver.
It is.
It's it's been pretty decrepit for the last few years. It's falling
apart.
Gross. Rails are rusted. I mean, it's gone.
Yep.
The fact that they're going to turn that into what they are, the Cronkies and the Waltons have a bit of a family rivalry going on, right? This one does it. This one's got to do it better. So, to your point, I'm hoping that Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke and all them see what the Waltons are doing and go, well, I can't be outdone by them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So I can't be outdone by my brother-in-law, man. No way.
Correct. Family ties, man. It's a family competition. What are you going to say to each other at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, oh, you saw my stadium? Well, I saw your stadium. Let me show you mine.
Yep.
But all right, we got to move on. So for the phrase is incomplete. The breakout play of the game for the Denver Broncos will be in the hands of blank against the Indianapolis Colts.
So I believe Riley Moss will have a pick six in the game. I think again. So Daniel Jones got a little heady. He got a little confident week one. He thinks he's balling out and he thinks his, shit don't stank. But he's about to be checked in reality versus our defense and our secondary. And again, in a volume sense, Riley Moss is going to get targeted a lot. He's probably going to be on downs, whereas Pittman is going to be with PS2. So Riley Moss is going to get an opportunity, and Riley Moss is going to be the star of the show.
All right. I like it. I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going the offense.
Ooh.
Are you ready for this? I'm actually giving this to one of two guys.
Oh. A split, huh?
It's a split. It will either be in the hands of Troy Franklin or Pat Bryant.
Mm, mm,
Mm, mm, mm.
mm, mm. Go
Listen,
ahead.
think-
I got a tidbit
Troy
to say
Franklin,
about that.
first of all, has the speed. He's got the hands now, which is what he was missing last year. I mean, he had a great, for how many targets he had a great showing this last game. He's had a great offseason. He's got the speed. We did not see Bo push the ball down the field this last game. But I believe Sean Payton's going to be like, all right, that's enough of that. We're done with all this check down thing. This dink and dunk, nothing but check downs and, shallow crossers and little out routes and screen routes. I think he's going to push it down the field once or twice, maybe 3 times this game. Some good deep ones. Troy Franklin will be the guy in that because of his speed. Now, Pat Bryant, I'm going to say this, because of his ability to route run and change direction. We did not get to see enough of him in week 1, especially for all that we'd heard in the offseason about Pat, about how amazing he is as a rookie and all that. I only saw him on the field a few times, and he was
5 times.
And he was rarely
5 plays.
Target. Did he even get a target?
Nope. 5 plays, no targets.
Exactly. But I was watching him, and his routes were amazing. He creates separation through his ability to route run. He's a great Y receiver. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say between one of those two, granted, maybe I'm biased. I did get to meet them both, but I believe we're going to see both of them utilized a little bit more and hopefully more downfield than we did this first game. So I'm going to say Pat Bryant or Troy Franklin.
I like that. I like that a lot. If Pat Bryant's given the opportunities, man, it's unacceptable out of Sean Payton to only have that man in for 5 plays. And I'm hoping with the injury to Ingram, if Ingram does not play, then the hands specialist on 3rd down has to be Pat Bryant. Get Pat Bryant in the ball game in, huge situations where we just have to have a catch for 6 yards. That's Pat Bryant's game. He's the hands guy. So
slant god.
Yep. Got to have it.
Yep. So there it is. That's my prediction. So let's move on. We're actually a little bit over the hour, so we're not going to take too much longer. I promise you. But all right, let's each give a score prediction for this game. Obviously, we'll, because we will not be on the Get Buck Game Day show this week to do it.
Nope.
Give a score prediction and a hot take each for the game.
Okay.
If you want to go first, you can, or I will.
You go for it.
All right. Score prediction for this game. Broncos couldn't break 25 points this last game. I predict though they get a little bit further up this game. I'm actually going to go 31 to I'm going to say 14. 31 to 14. I believe the Broncos, they might give one up, in the first half, and then we'll get a comfortable enough lead that they might, get one that the Colts might get one in garbage time. But otherwise, they're shutting them down. So I'm going to go 31-14. Hot take for the game is RJ Harvey gets over 100 yards.
Ooh, that is a hot take. Hot damn.
Hey,
okay.
Listen, I'm going to point this out real quick. He only had 6 carries. All right, now I understand that he was averaging 5 yards per carry, which might be slightly skewed by that 50-yard. But if you take that out, he was actually averaging around 4.5 yards per carry before that 50-yard.
Yep.
Give or take a little. All right. So he was doing very well there. And like I said earlier, I believe we're going to see him getting the lion's share of carries in this game. So I'm predicting over 100 yards from RJ.
Okay. No, that's a good one. I actually had very similar score to you.
Okay, set it.
So I was going 28 for us.
Okay.
That's a full 4 touchdown. That is no, riffraff with field goals. 4 touchdowns for us. One of them being defense, because I said Riley Moss with the pick 6. That's happening. So that's 3 on offense, 1 on defense for us.
Okay.
And for the Colts, I'm going 10 points. I think one of those drives, whether it's the field goal or the touchdown for them, is a result of a Bo Nix turnover, unfortunately. They'll get her going in the very beginning of the game. But, again, we'll end up dominating this game. It'll be a blowout. But my hot take for the game, and I hope this isn't a hot take because I want it to be different than what it is. But this is the hot take is that we see another game where Cortland Sutton gets 13 plus targets and he is the focal point of the offense by a lot. So it's like I said, it's a hot take I don't necessarily want to happen, but I think that's what we will see. Is the first road game of the year. You're going to get rattled. If you're rattled at home against Tennessee, what are you going to do on the road in the dome that is Indianapolis that's going to be rocking? So I want Bo to venture off from his security blanket in Sutton, but I don't think it'll happen. So I think Sutton will be the end-all be-all for Bo for the game.
Okay. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I don't know that I don't know that I fully agree. I mean, one thing I will say is that obviously Court is Bo's whoopee. It's his safety blanket.
Yep.
They do have the experience together. You got to think he's got five wide receivers, including Trent Sherfield, 3 of which, were not either weren't very reliable last season or weren't even here. So, with Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton was his, consistent one, and that makes sense to me. So, I mean, I don't want to see it that way, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
We've seen it before. There's evidence to support to think that way, even though we don't want it to be that way.
Okay. We got Ty Walden, who came in a little earlier. I missed it earlier. I'm sorry, Ty. He says KDVR just announced that Empower Field may be demolished after the lease expires.
It will. It'll be city housing, and they are going to build a park, from what I read.
Hey, why not? That'd be awesome. But my only thing is, the Broncos going to play if they don't open the new stadium until 2031.
Well, it'll be demolished after. It's the same thing as when we had Mile High and Invesco.
The lease expires in 2030, though, Jay.
Oh, that can be extended. Come on now.
Just
Money
saying,
talks.
Just saying.
Kick the can down the road for a year. Whoopee. Yeah. That's not that.
Okay.
That's a business.
Try asking us, do we think we can beat the Colts? Yes.
Easily.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Yep. I absolutely do, buddy. Bonkers Broncos came in a bit earlier and said Angry Broncos has entered the chat. He said it's 28, Broncos 10.
Dude, bonkers. You're bonkers.
Bonkers.
No way, Jose.
Faith lost.
Come on, man.
After one game, bro, don't let the faith be lost. Okay? I mean, listen, we still, at least on this show, we still believe. He may have had us questioning our faith a little, but we still believe. Believe, all right?
I was gonna say he's probably so pissed he had to start a Spaces on X. I saw he was speaking in a Spaces, so he's got to have some big feelings.
It's okay. Those feelings will get the ship will get righted, and those feelings will get better. I promise. Yep. I really believe that. Shy says my hot take: the offensive line will be better.
I like that hot take. Good, Shy. I like that a lot.
That's a good hot take, buddy.
It is.
All right. Well. I mean, Jay, do you have any final thoughts? We're going to the game this weekend. I will see you in just a few days.
Yeah, man. So excited. So excited for Indy. I've been to Indy a couple of times. I've seen the Peyton Manning statue. I've been outside the stadium, but I've never been inside. Can't wait to check it out. Another venue checked off the list. And it's a whiteout for them. So I'm assuming we're going to be all orange again.
We'll be probably all orange again. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it'll be a good game, man. I'm so excited.
And I would love to point out that every time we wear all orange, we kick ass. So
this is true. Orange Crush. Let's go.
Yep. So, final thoughts from me. I have never been to Indy. Well, I've been to Indy as a city, but I pretty much stayed around a single hotel during that time and maybe a couple blocks over. I'm very excited to be able to spend as well some time up there, get a better feel for the city. I'm going up a couple days before. Spending the weekend with my wife up there. So I get a couple of days to enjoy the city. and definitely have never been to Lucas Oil Stadium, so I'm excited to also check that one off my list. We're getting quite the list, Jay, of venues we've been at.
It's true.
Yes, Broncos is right here. First of all, he gives us a fist bump. I think that's it. He's either fist bumping me or punching me in the face.
Or punching me.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's not the second one, because then I'll have to fight you, Broncos and Bonkers, and I don't want to do that. You don't want that.
Nobody wants that. It's not good for anybody.
I'm just kidding. He says they haven't released what the uniform will be yet, no, they haven't. But I would predict, since that the way they've done it before, when they played in like a whiteout or any of those, like,
well, we can't be white, obviously. In that scenario,
the team, the organization has decided to kind of go full contrast to it. So they're going to be in all white. I would not be surprised if they decide to go all orange, just to be like, all right, we're the photo negative.
Yep.
But
and I didn't say this, Johnny. It is the Nikola Jokic game. Two horses competing against each other as hard as they can. He sheds a tear in our respect.
No, let's be honest, Jay. Let's be honest. We're talking about an unbroken Bronco versus ponies.
This is true. Show horses.
That's right. Little barrel riders. Okay. No, I'm just messing. But no, I'm just saying, Colts are just baby Broncos.
Jokic is absolutely watching this game. If there's any NFL game he would watch, it'd be this one. Probably confused at the first because he thought it was a horsing race, but Broncos versus Colts. Let's go.
Let's go. Amber Alert coming across my phone right now.
Retro.
Uh-oh. All right, anyway, guys, thank you. Not that that's funny. It's not funny. Amber Alerts.
We're gonna end on an Amber Alert, huh?
No, I will check this out though, and then I will go find the guy. Okay, I'll find him myself. All right, guys. This has been the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast here on the Orange and Blue Network. As always, if you haven't already, or this is your first time, please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe so that you are entered to win an authentic orange Bo Nix jersey as soon as we reach 539 subscribers. You don't want to miss out on that. Share it to your friends so we reach that number faster. All right? Make sure you check us out on Twitter, find us on Facebook, and check out the audio version of our podcast on all your favorite platforms. On those days that you just don't have time to sit down and watch a video live, you can just sit and listen. All right, guys, we appreciate you very much. Do not forget to check out the other awesome content on this network. We have Orange and Blue Blitz Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 11 a.m. Broncos Bros Monday nights at 7. You got us on Tuesdays. Doc and JT with the Mile High Sports Symposium on Wednesday, talking all Denver sports. You got Broncos Talk Wednesdays at 6. Viva los Broncos for our Spanish-speaking brethren on Friday. We got the Breaking News podcast, and we have Get Bucked and Buck Your Feelings as pre- and post-game every single game day. You don't want to miss any of that. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate you joining us tonight. We love you guys so much, and we are so thankful for the time that you spend with us each and every show. Guys, we didn't give Dave Glassman a Mile High Five pregame, so we're going to give him one right now. So everybody get your hands out with me for a big Mile High Five. Yes. And
let's go.
We will catch you next week. Hope to see everybody or whoever's going to be there. We hope to run into you at the Indy game this Sunday. Go Broncos and good night.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. Hit play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes with